But it's still a tough deck to play, and looks like we're going to move into
a Refreshment Vendor Neutron Druid
Wow.
match. I'm liking this, but I don't know what it is.
Wow. This looks like just ramp. Old school taunt ramp.
It's not even a ramp. There's a Neutron. It's like...
Well, that's effectively like an anti-aggro tool in a ramp druid. I mean, it's the same way why ramp druids used to run like Watcher, Sun Fury, just to block damage early to help buy them time.
Aspirant for ramp as a defensive line of early game, and then you just follow it up like normal.
Yeah, or maybe we're missing something here.
I feel like we're missing something.
What do a Neutron, Refreshment Vendor, and Ancient of War have in common?
They're cards.
They are cards.
Yeah, I don't know about anything
Brilliant.
else, really. I did my best.
This deck is made up of cards.
Very good analysis. I feel like you belong on a caster desk.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're very defensive cards. That's the one thing we have to say about it, for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say they all have more health than they do attack, but then you can uproot.
Yeah.
And then that goes out the window.
Alright, so we'll see exactly how this works out. I feel like the hand, though, with Coin Innervate gives you a decent start no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's a Zoo, though. That seems like it should be a decent deck against something like Ramp. If you're able to take them, like, roll them over very early.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I feel like mid-range Druid is a bit better than that nowadays.
If you stabilize, though, at any point
yeah,
as the ramp druid, it's
a blowout.
Yeah. You can't get through an Ancient of War if you don't have, like, a Silence or...
Yeah, enough Hoots will make it work, but you need a lot more of them than one. There's a lot of taunts, too.
I'm just curious what else is in that deck. In the mulligan alone, we saw Refreshment Vendor and Neutron.
Maybe that's actually the only two weird cards.
two cards.
And we happen to see them immediately, and we just start panicking.
We're going to be expecting, like, Blood Knight in this deck.
Mech Bearcat.
Mech Bearcat.
Keeper of the Groove.
Anodized Robo Cub.
See, this is it. Why is this not in the deck, right? Why is Neutron better than Anodized Robo Cub?
Divine Shield.
I'm disappointed.
Blocks 2 attacks all the time, whereas Anodized Robo Cub blocks 2 attacks some of the time.
But it's a Robo Cub.
That is true. It is a Robo Cub.
Doubletron. All right, so it's already looking. I mean, you can play Keeper of the Grove here. You can play Innervate another Tron if you want to.
Yeah.
Never mind that. Just swipe.
Yep. But the swipe interaction with Imp Gang Boss was changed quite a while ago. It used to actually kill the Imp that was spawned, but now that interaction exists no longer, and the Imp spawns after the swipe. Damage has come through, so swipe is not a full guaranteed clear against an Imp Gang Boss board
anymore. Yeah, I mean, one of the interesting things too is that now the swipe is out of the way, the implosions are really safe. As far as the University of Washington is concerned, they're probably just going to play those without even worrying about anything.
Yeah,
there's almost no way the Druid picked up 2 swipes this early.
Well,
it happens.
You've never laddered with me then.
Oh, do you have 2 swipes or do you get swiped twice?
I get swiped twice.
Okay, I figured.
That's always how it is. Confirmation bias. I've probably had swipe twice, every now and then when I needed it.
It's not luck when it's you.
Yeah.
Never.
It's pure skill, baby.
Pure skill. All right, Implosion. Now the Juggler being gone makes the Implosion a little bit less effective, but it's still very strong. In this case, it allows for a full clear. 2 damage would have been devastating.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Implosion's always one of those cards that just like one player at the end of the day always ends up slightly upset. Either you roll low and you're upset and your opponent's happy, or you roll high and you're really happy, but your opponent's slightly upset.
Yeah, it's a very polarized card, a little bit like Bane of Doom. I feel like it's falling in that weird category where it's either going to be amazing or pretty bad.
Yeah, you used 5 damage to kill my imp.
Yeah, and now
and got another blood imp.
Yeah. It feels so bad sometimes, but there will be a time where that design. I feel like Blizzard is going to add a little bit more of those cool effects that have like very high polarization. But at the same time, Ram Wrangler is a good example of something they added that. I mean, you told me that you saw a lot of it in TeSPA. In the Collegiate Championship, rather.
There's actually never been one that completely won or lost the game, though.
Okay, it's never been like King Crush versus,
no.
Timberwolf.
No, one time we saw Godzilla, but they actually got Godzilla and lost.
Well, that's really depressing.
Yeah. But I'm just waiting for Demon Fuse to be viable. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, it will. It will be, just because it's a buff that really gives you. I mean, just use it on a Voidwalker nowadays. You make it a 3-6, 4-6. Sorry.
Sure.
On turn 2.
Late game, it's pretty great if your opponent already has all those mana crystals.
Yep. Play with Hobgoblin followed by Demon Fuse.
Yeah.
+5/+5.
Oh, here's an interaction. When Implosion first came out, I was experimenting with the card. When you Implosion in a Noyotron, it doesn't work. Because
Did you learn that the tough way?
I learned that the tough way.
And do you have like a moment of silence for yourself?
I was like, I have a Knife Jugger on the board. I have a full clear. Implosion into the Divine Shield.
And then you think...
Escape, concede.
It's like the coin prep sprint. No,
Yeah.
that did not work.
Yeah.
Oh, prep coin rather.
Coin. Yeah.
Prep coin.
You
sprint.
prep coin and then you're hitting.
Yeah, nothing works.
I don't have enough mana.
Like something's glitching. I think I'm lagging. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I'm not. I always pause for a second whenever I use the Implosion on Divine Shield.
I'm like, can I make my opponent think I meant to do that on purpose?
And then you win, it's just BM, right?
Yeah.
If you win, it's just hilarious BM.
Yeah. Well, University of Washington throws out the Doom Guard here. They discard an Implosion, and I believe their second egg. So realizing that they need a board right now if they're going to want to start, closing out this game.
Interestingly enough, though, like the Doom Guard is one of the most difficult minions to get rid of as Druid, just because 7 health is already difficult enough, unless, it's got 7 attack where you can BGH it. Otherwise, you have like Swipe Wrath, which is very uncommon, or you really need to rely on something like Azure Drake, double Wrath shenanigans, very, very tough, so that you have to try to weaken it somehow by, having a trade.
Crazed Alchemist, BGH.
One day.
One day.
One day.
One day. Or,
actually, you're laughing now, but
one
Crazed
day
Alchemist,
in the past.
It did work.
Yeah, Crazed
that.
Alchemist was staple in priest decks.
Yep.
You were an avid priest player.
I mean, I feel like it works with the egg. You could almost justify it in some decks.
For 2 cards, you get a 2/2 and a 4/4 for 2 2-mana cards.
You could just power up Whelming, but that's boring.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
sure.
That's too good. It's boring. So.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Oregon was waiting for here. The Doom Guard's weakened, so it's easier to get rid of, and as a result of that, it's not going to present nearly as big a threat.
Yeah, but this is not that strong of a board, especially without a demon in the hand of University of Washington. Of course, Oregon doesn't know that, but they have some pretty powerful minions with double 5-drop, Druid the Call plus Sludge Belcher. They have a lot of ways to start blocking damage and start clearing the board with these spot removal spells.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, the Doom Guard going face might have been a very justifiable aggressive play. If the Mal'Ganis gets picked up here, though, that's a really... Oh my goodness. That's not a Mal'Ganis, but...
Kill it! They're going to get the egg value here.
Yeah.
The question is, do they...
Crazed Alch.
Yeah, do they... Nah. It's pushing it, man.
Actually, if you had Crazed Alchemist, you only needed 1 Power Whelming here.
Yeah. So, what we're saying is we have definitive statistical proof that running 1 Power Overwhelming, 1 Crazed Alchemist is better in Zoo than 2 Power Overwhelmings. You heard it here first. Still an intimidating board, though. An anti-kill bot.
That's a very defensive Druid deck, and in this case, it turns out to be the correct deck to bring, because it really roadblocks the Zulok in this case.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Zoo is one of those decks that you don't really run out of resources.
Right.
Because you do run big threats like Dr. Boom, like Mal'Ganis, sometimes even Sea Giant. Doom Guards are pretty big threats as well. And they tap, so they get 2 cards every turn. The thing is, I wonder if this deck runs combo, because it's usually the way that Druid beats Zulok is by dealing with the early game relatively well, and then the Warlock will eventually tap enough to get into combo range.
They will kill themselves a little too fast, and then eventually you can just abuse the fact that they live tap that much.
But if Oregon doesn't run combo, then that win condition is out the window.
And you're just banking on attrition.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can win that war of attrition with University of Washington unless all their big threats are in like the bottom 5 cards of their deck.
Yeah, I mean, I like their keep on the... the Wild Growth obviously is going to be used as card draw next turn, which is going to be pretty good, but the anti-kill bot is also going to starve the University of Washington. I mean, there's almost nothing that they can do to just keep pushing nonstop, while also dealing damage for now. Like, they're going to have to life tap a lot. That takes 2 mana. They're getting 2 cards, but maybe that's not going to be enough.
That's actually a really good curve. The thing is, like, they can kill the full Sludge Belcher with Direwolf Alpha, buffing up their 2 creatures.
But they do lose...
Well, the thing is, the Lothep will be challenged by, like, Drew the Call plus just a hero power.
Right, exactly. So you do lose a Lothep to that play.
Yeah. But, I really don't mind that. Oregon's starting to run out of cards. It reduces the chance that... It reduces the ability for them to try and use spells as spot removal for the 1 health Lothep. Your board is still pretty annoying and strong, just like this. So
if there's no swipe, you're good.
Yeah.
If there's no swipe, you're good.
And if there's a swipe, they're using their entire turn to swipe.
Wow. Okay, wait. Now that's defensive.
University of Washington.
Looking pretty swell.
Yes. Just zoom in on them, just, you know, casually.
Casually, just why not?
They're just talking.
Yeah. Like, look at these guys. They're discussing. Oh, these guys are also discussing.
There's hoodie guy.
Yeah.
Hoodie guy, beanie guy, t-shirt guy.
Who do you think is the leader of this?
Beanie guy.
Beanie guy?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you say that? Is it the beanie?
He's in the middle and he's wearing red.
Well, I keep thinking people in the middle are the leaders, but I feel like...
In University of Washington, I feel like the guy on the far left is the leader.
Why?
But the guy in the middle is the one that's most respected.
Oh,
it's like a two-leader dynamic, you know?
I kind of like this.
Yeah. Team-based formats are really interesting.
Yeah. I think communism lived on.
You get to see human nature, you know, at its core.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the core, but
Hearthstone brings out the best and the worst in people sometimes.
I can affirm that. Like, I can confirm.
Yeah.
I do stream, you know.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
That's what makes it such an incredible spectator event.
Oh.
Mal'Ganis is pretty fantastic, but the thing is, you can just play it naked.
Naked?
He's naked right now.
Naked turtles. Good enough. Well, not using the power of whelming here is going to try to push for more damage. I was expecting a power of whelming on the creeper to get the 5 from Lotham in.
Yeah.
I guess overall it will average out. If he finds a big game hunter though, I mean, this can cycle the Wrath still. Not what they're looking for.
Yikes.
Not one bit.
See, this deck that Oregon's running, that's heavy ramp druid, it's fantastic against aggressive decks. But if you look at it, Zoo Warlock, while once upon a time it was considered aggressive, and you can build it to be more aggressive, it's not really an aggressive deck.
Yeah, it's slowed down a bit. I mean, by topping off their curve, as you said, with Dr. Boom and Mal'Ganis, you're guaranteeing that you can challenge a very late game deck if they don't have the answer. And sometimes they just don't have it. They've been struggling with your mid game, getting tempo all the time. But the era of Flame Imp, Leper Gnome, or even just Flame Imp with young priestesses trying to get extra health, that's just gone.
Yeah, this deck has become more of sort of a mid-range deck.
Right.
Sort of the mid-range decks of old. You think mid-range now? Mid-range is borderline control. Like, you look at mid-range Paladin, you replace 2 cards, all of a sudden you're a control Paladin. Old school mid-range was a deck that could, you know, be aggro when it needed to be, but also be sort of controlling when it needs to be. And I feel like Zoo can do that. But it's very feast or famine, I suppose.
I feel like some of the top players, when they discuss Zoo, they say it's more of a board control deck.
Sure, yeah.
As opposed to, you know, an aggro deck. It does fall on the aggressive, I guess, like side of the fence, compared to some of the other board-centric decks.
Because they can kill you on turn 5.
Right, exactly. They do get that snowball potential, a bit like mid-range Hunter, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
That's crazy. This Void Terror is absolutely insane.
Yeah, they're going to put Oregon on a 2-turn clock here with the amount of damage that they have sitting on the board.
That's a 1-turn clock, I think.
Yeah, well, this turn plus the next turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So now it's a 1-turn.
So even with 13 damage to go through with the Senjin and the... That's not even enough.
They're like, remember when we Void Terror that haunted creeper?
We had a spider for dinner?
Yeah.
That was good.
And Beanie Guy right now is just, he's upset.
He's like, why did I put Senjin in this deck? Is this 2013? No, it's not.
Your soul
there we go.
I like how we have their face.
Their face reacting to BM. He's like, okay, nod your head like it doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the camera's off, we'll go out in the room and bash some skulls.
Yeah. We talked about University of Washington. They're all freshmen. The guys from Oregon are probably like, freshman Hearthstone players.
What is that?
We're going to go put them in a trash can. Is that what? I don't know. I'm old. I haven't been to college in a while.
Yeah, I don't think that's up to date.
What do we do to haze the freshmen nowadays?
It's online bullying.
Yeah.
Okay.
We changed their iPhone ring to annoying sounds.
I know you're trying. What is that? What is that? What is that sound?
Yeah.
Why was no Deathlord played? Did they?
I guess they just realized that they lose the game
no matter what.
Pretty much no matter what, and that's a pretty healthy win for University of Washington as they go ahead and tie it up 1-1. High fives all around. A little bit of a muted celebration. They know that, you know, that's just one win. We still need to get 2 more.